All right, let's get into it. You've seen them, right? Those online ads that make a promise so big, so bold, you just have to see what's going on. Well, today, we're tearing one of those apart. We're going to look inside the sales page for a marketing course to see exactly how it works. You could almost say the sales page itself is the first lesson.
And boom, there it is, the hook. Right out of the gate, it hits you with this massive, almost unbelievable question. It's designed to just stop you in your tracks and make you go, wait, is that even possible? So let's dig in and see how they try to convince you that it is.
And it really all boils down to this one simple, powerful number, 3x. We're not talking about a little 10% bump here. We're talking about tripling your results. This number is the hero of their story. And if we can figure out how they build a case for it, we're going to learn a ton about what makes marketing tick.
So how do you even begin to sell an idea this big? Well, you start by making that promise really, really concrete. You can't just say, hey, make more money. Nah, great marketing is specific, it's bold, and it has a deadline. And that is exactly what they do here.
And here's the full pitch. Now check out how smart this is. It's not just about the big win, tripling sales in 30 days. It's about taking your biggest worries off the table at the same time. It knows you're thinking, yeah, but I don't have a huge budget, or I don't have a big team. By calling those fears out right away, this wild promise suddenly feels, well, a lot more possible.
Okay, so you've just made a gigantic promise. The very next question that pops into anyone's head is, okay, and who are you to promise me that? The sales page knows this is coming, and it pivots straight into building some serious authority.
And this is just a fundamental rule of the game, right? If you're going to make a claim that sounds almost too good to be true, you need to back it up with an expert who is, without a doubt, the real deal. So let's see how they build that credibility, piece by piece.
They kick things off with an absolutely staggering number, over 1,000 crore rupees. Now, for perspective, that's 10 billion rupees, well over $100 million in ad budgets that this person has managed. This isn't theory. This is massive, real-world financial responsibility. Then they start breaking that huge number down, $23 million spent just on Google Ads. You see, this little detail is crucial. It adds a very specific layer of proof and shows deep, deep expertise on one of the biggest ad platforms on the planet.
And they don't stop there. $15 million on Meta ads. So now, by showing they've mastered both Google and Meta, they're basically covering the two giants of digital advertising. This shows you it's not a one-trick pony. This is versatile, high-level skill.
And finally, they tie all that money and experience together with time. 16 plus years in the trenches. This is the final piece of the puzzle. It tells you this isn't some overnight success. This is wisdom earned over nearly 2 decades through all the crazy changes in this industry.
And notice how perfectly they sequence this. It's only after they've built this mountain of proof that they finally give you the name, Tapa Jyoti. By now, that title, the 1 billion plus performance marketer, it doesn't even sound like a brag. It feels like a fact. It's been earned right in front of your eyes. And just in case those huge numbers weren't enough, they add another layer of trust by dropping some names. These are well-known, respected companies. It's a classic move called borrowed credibility, and man, is it effective. You trust these brands, so you start to trust the person associated with that.
Okay, so we've got the crazy promise, and we've got the credible expert. The next logical question is, what is the thing? What are you actually selling me that's going to get me this 3x result? It's time to reveal the product itself.
And this is just a brilliant way to frame the offer. See, it's not just a course, it's a 5-in-1 bundle. By breaking the whole thing down into these valuable parts and then throwing in some bonuses, the whole package just feels way bigger and more comprehensive. It makes the value feel stacked.
Now this part is so important. They don't just sell you features, they sell you outcomes. You're not just going to learn about Google Ads, you're going to master them. You won't just watch a video on landing pages, you'll learn to design pages that actually convert. That language is so powerful because it shifts the focus from what you get to what you'll be able to do. All right, we've got the promise, the expert, and the product. But there is still one huge piece of the puzzle missing. Proof. Does this stuff actually work for real people? People like you and me? This is where social proof, testimonials and real results is absolutely essential.
This is a perfect example of a great testimonial. It's not just, yeah, the course was good. It talks about a specific problem, messing up search campaigns, and a specific aha moment. That makes it so much more relatable for anyone who's feeling that same pain point.
And here's a different kind of powerful testimonial. This one talks about the bigger picture, a complete transformation. And look at that key word, confidence. They're not just selling a skill, they're selling you the feeling of being in control and getting great results. That's an emotional win.
So after the personal stories, they hit you with the cold, hard data. Real dashboards, real growth. A very specific claim, a 7x jump in conversions in major markets. This moves things beyond just opinion and into the world of tangible, hard to argue with results.
And now we get to the grand finale, the close. They've built up all this value. They've earned your trust. They've shown you the proof. The only thing left to do is to present the price in a way that makes it feel like an absolute no-brainer. This is a classic, and it's so powerful. It's called price anchoring. First, they show you this high original value, almost 21,000 rupees. Our brains kind of lock onto that first number. So when they reveal the final price of $9.99, the discount feels enormous. It creates this massive sense of value and urgency.
But what if you're still on the fence? They tackle that head-on with a safety net. The no questions asked refund policy, that takes all the financial risk away. And the promise of live calls and direct access, that gets rid of the fear that you're just going to be left alone with a bunch of videos. It's brilliant.
I just love this line. It's such a powerful way to state their whole philosophy. It dismisses the stuff that doesn't matter, like a piece of paper, and focuses on what actually moves the needle, your ability to get results. It's all about empowering you.
And that's really what it all comes down to, isn't it? The whole sales page is built around this promise of a 3x campaign. But as we've just seen, every single piece of it, from the expert's credibility to the focus on real skills, is actually designed to create a more capable, more confident, more effective marketer. And that kind of transformation, well, that lasts a lot longer than 30 days.